Brogan Private Dick, the Orange King's reckoning. Bonding moments. Over the next few days, Major Rush and Marmalade developed an unlikely partnership. Rush treated the big orange cat with the same quiet respect he gave seasoned operatives. He never bobbied him. Instead, he explained the mission clearly. Corrupt politicians and construction executives taking bribes to approve cheap, dangerous building projects that could collapse during the next big storm. In return, Marmalade showed Rush he was more than just attitude and fluff. One night, while staking out a luxury restaurant, Rush offered Marmalade a container of spicy Thai chicken as a peace offering. The cat ate it delicately, then looked up with something almost like approval. "You're not just a pretty face, are you?" Rush muttered. Marmalade responded by knocking a pen off the dashboard, his version of "pay attention, human." By day 3, they had a system. Rush would give a subtle hand signal, and Marmalade would slip into briefcases, under tables, or inside coat pockets. The cat had an incredible talent for remaining invisible while gathering evidence. He once spent 20 minutes inside a senator's leather satchel while the man bragged about his latest payoff. Rush began talking to him like a partner. "You understand what these people are doing, don't you? They smile on TV and sell out their own country for a bigger house. That's not just corruption, that's betrayal." Marmalade flicked his tail in agreement. For once, his usual arrogance softened. He had found someone who saw him as useful, not just cute. The takedown. On the final night they struck. The target was a private fundraiser at a waterfront mansion. Senator Harlan Voss, a slick, silver-haired politician with a smile like a used car salesman, was celebrating a massive new construction contract with 3 crooked developers. Rush waited in a van across the street while Marmalade, wearing a tiny custom harness with a miniature recording device, slipped through an open basement window. Inside, the cat moved like liquid shadow. He crept under the main dining table where Voss and the executives were drinking expensive whiskey and laughing about how they'd cut corners on materials to increase their profits. Marmalade positioned himself perfectly beneath Voss's chair and activated the recorder when the senator started bragging. "Those buildings will never pass inspection, but by the time anyone notices, we'll be long gone with the money." Marmalade's ears flattened in disgust. When one of the developers stood up to get another drink, the cat struck. He leapt onto the table, knocked over a glass of whiskey, and sent a thick folder of documents flying onto the floor, right at the feet of a hidden FBI informant Rush had tipped off earlier. Chaos erupted. Security guards scrambled. Voss screamed. In the confusion, Marmalade calmly walked out the same basement window with a USB drive clenched gently in his teeth, the real prize containing bank records, wire transfers, and names. Rush was waiting at the extraction point. He scooped up the big orange cat and gave him a rare, genuine smile. "You beautiful bastard," he whispered. "You did it." Marmalade allowed himself one proud little trill. Returned to the office. The next morning, Rush walked back into Brogan's office with Marmalade riding proudly on his shoulder like a battle-scarred general returning from war. Brogan looked up from his desk, took one look at the pair, and slowly lowered his coffee. "Well, I'll be damned," he muttered. "The Orange King actually did real work, and here I thought his only talent was eating spicy chicken and judging people." Rush set Marmalade down gently. The cat immediately claimed his favorite windowsill, but not before giving Brogan a superior look that clearly said, "I am more than just decorative, peasant." Brogan leaned back in his chair, grinning. "So, how'd my arrogant fluff ball do?" "He's exceptional," Rush said seriously. "Stealth, timing, nerves of steel, and he understands right from wrong better than most humans I know. He didn't just help, he made the difference." Brogan stared at Marmalade for a long moment, then gave a low chuckle. I'll be honest, I figured you'd bring him back traumatized or demanding a throne. Instead, you turned him into a partner." He looked at the cat with new respect. "Well done, Your Majesty. Guess there's more to you than spicy chicken and attitude." Marmalade flicked his tail once, almost modestly, then began grooming himself with royal dignity. Rush nodded toward the cat. "He's earned some rest, and maybe an entire tray of that spicy chicken he likes." Brogan laughed. "Hell, after helping take down half the sleazy politicians in the state, he can have whatever he wants." As Rush headed for the door, Marmalade gave a soft MRRP in his direction, the closest thing to a heartfelt goodbye the Orange King would allow. Brogan watched the Major leave, then turned to his feline partner. "You know, I think you just made a real friend, you big orange pain in the ass." Marmalade blinked slowly, once, then went back to sleep, purring contentedly in the morning sun. Even the proudest, spiciest cat in Boston had learned that working with the right people was worth lowering his royal guard. And somewhere across town, several very powerful men were waking up to find their careers and their scams completely destroyed. All thanks to a fluffy orange cat who finally decided some fights were worth joining.